Welcome back, lovely people. And we have Sharon back with us again, as you are with us every Thursday. Welcome back, my dear.
Super. Nice to be sitting here opposite you for a change.
No, we were finally on the same couch together. Absolutely. Love it.
So
I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun together. So tell me, what have you got in store for us today, Sharon?
Well, today I wanted to actually chat about honoring self. And I think Pratisha actually kind of touched on that whole heart-centered element as well. And so let's start with you drawing a little something out of that box there.
Okay.
Don't look.
I should try not to cheat. Okay, what have I got?
What have you got?
I've got quality.
Quality. What a profound word. And so that is all about what is the quality that you can find within yourself today. And I think it so touches on what Pratisha said, is that we've got to look at who we are and what are the attributes and traits that we have that is so valuable and so important. Like many of the things that I've said before, is it's so important for us to bring our whole true self to the party every day. It's important for us. It's our social obligation. But how do we honor ourselves when somebody has maybe said something to us when we were a child and say, oh, you're an idiot, or you're stupid, or you're talking nonsense, etc. We start to believe that over time. And then we start to suppress our own ability, we start to suppress our own personality, etc. And it becomes harder for us to really start to tap into our truth of who we are. And so we kind of grow up in this world of illusion, which is not really who we are. And so to start with, I think our values are critical. Our values are critical. And when I talk to people and I ask them, like, what is your value system? Oh, okay. I hadn't actually thought about that.
Yeah.
You know, we always seem to think a value system is perhaps something within an organization, which is on their board or on their website, etc. But what is our value system? And how does our value system work? And so that's almost kind of, it's an invisible something. It's like like an energy. It's like a frequency within ourselves. And so it kind of plays out in everything that we do. And if we've grown up in a sense where somebody said horrible things to us or untrue things, and we started to believe that, then our value frequency within ourselves goes shh, and then we're trying to do something which we feel is us, be kind, be loving, be gentle, but our mother said we were useless or we were horrible. And then we hear this kind of, almost like you're tuning into a radio, shh, the frequency isn't clear. And so it's important for us to go back to asking ourselves, what is our value system? What is your number one value? What is the most important thing for you?
For me, the most important thing is my family, my children. Children are at the top of the list for me. And raising, I've got 2 boys. I'm a mom of boys. So one of the most important things for me is raising little gentlemen, raising young men that I can send out to the world and be proud of and know that they're going to be good young men. That's one of the most important things in my life.
And so everything that you do revolves around the family unit. And so you will go out and you'll work, you'll buy things, you'll manage your own energy and how you conduct yourself, because your family is the most important. So if somebody phones you and says, look, I need you to come clean my garden, you're going to go, family time or garden? No, family. Family comes first. And so we have that kind of, that almost like a compass that steers us into the direction of our value system. But let's take the value system of your family even further. You want to raise your boys to be little gentlemen. So what is the value that you want to install in your boys to be those gentlemen one day? What would that value system be?
My husband has set the example there. It's how they treat me as their mother, how they treat other women. This is very important to us. And being kind. My biggest boy, he's 5.5. But out of his little group, maybe I'm biased, but out of his group of kids, he's generally always going to be the kindest. He's such a kind little boy. He actually tried to give away his own toy yesterday to a bunch of kids he's never met. Because there was one child that didn't have a ball to play with. And this is the toy that he brought from home with him, and he just wants to give it away. And he's like, no, it's fine, I've got more. I've got more at home.
Now, isn't that amazing when you can actually see that?
So
that already, at such a young age, but that's the value system. And so what is it around the value system that makes it so powerful for that little boy of 5.5? Is the living of that value system. So he sees it on a daily basis. He hears that. And so that frequency within his value system and within his body and his whole being is going very clear: respect, value, kindness, You see?
So those
and
things are
honouring.
so important to us, more so than being an A student. I find a lot of parents are more focused on raising an A student and a sports star. But I think before that, we can always send you for extra tutoring if you need it. You can go see that coach if you need more help on the sports field. But being a kind human being, that starts at the beginning.
And there you just said it now, a kind human being.
Yeah.
And so don't we need more humanness in the world today?
We do.
And so even Simon Sinek talks about it. It's not soft skills, it's human skills.
Yeah.
And so along the way, we've lost that. And if I look at chatting to my clients and people over the years, it amazes me how many people don't actually, they've never really taken the time to really look at their value systems because it's really kind of automatic. But what happens when we're not honoring ourselves and we're doing something that is against our value system, and then we get that mistuning of that
throwing you off balance.
Yes, throws you off balance, but it also then causes inner conflict, and then you start to believe this frequency,
Yes.
and you tend to go into the default, which is the negative, which is the untrue.
And it's so easy to fall back on that.
It is so easy,
It's
so
hard to
easy.
get out of it as well.
It's hard, you know, and it takes practice, and so we've got to remind ourselves of who we really are. And so a lot of the things that we've grown up with to believe, be it the school, be it a teacher, be it a parent, or be it a buddy down the road, or even a boss. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in the business, but we start to believe that. And so when we start to honor ourselves, we have to go and undo that.
Yes.
And say, no, but that isn't true. That isn't who I am.
Yes.
And we often say something out of anger or frustration, or just complete, oh, I don't know how to deal with this, and say something to somebody else, our partner. I know I've done it to my husband. He can vouch for that.
So can my
Like,
husband. Don't
really
worry.
angry, and then I want to say something, and I don't mean it, but I've said it. And
Yes.
so what I've said remains in his consciousness.
Yes,
And-
and he'll remember it.
And he'll remember it. And so we've got to be so cautious of what we say
So
to other
think
people.
before you speak.
We've got to think before we speak, and think from a place of kindness. But what about our self-talk?
Yes.
And women especially, I know. You've picked up a little bit of weight, or, oh no, that doesn't look good on you,
It's
or
that self-criticism.
it's
We
criticism.
shouldn't be criticizing ourselves.
And we shouldn't. And so we really need to honor ourselves for who we are. Whether we got a little extra something or a little bit less of something else, you know, we have to learn to manage our self-talk.
Yeah.
Because it stays with us. And if we say the negative self-talk more often, then that frequency that we're trying to tune into our value system to create the life that we desire and to live a purposeful and fulfilled life, that is distorted. And then all we hear is and so that throws our guiding system out.
Yes.
And it makes things a little bit more difficult and a
Yeah.
little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
And so we really want to get to the point of like what Pratisha said, is say wonderful things. I mean, she was talking about
Reinforce
the
the
drive.
positive vibes.
Positive
Yes.
vibes.
Yeah.
Even if it's negative, even if there is a horrible thing, somebody's, for example, rejected you. No, you've applied for this position, but unfortunately you don't meet the criteria. Fantastic! It wasn't meant to be. There's something
Yes.
much better out there.
Something else that's planned.
Something
Very
else
true.
is in store for us. And we need to learn to believe that, because we need to understand our worth and our capabilities and our potential as human beings.
I think that's a very good experience that we can all learn from, is, you know, taking criticism to a point, but try not to take it to heart, not letting the outside forces change the way we think about ourselves. Because it's
Absolutely.
exactly what we said during our daily inspiration.
Absolutely.
It not only affects our mental health, but it affects our bodies.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
and I love that you guys are both, it worked out perfectly that the two things that you're talking about are so tied in.
Yes,
It's
I was
just
doing
exactly-
the exercises. I was doing the
I
exercises.
saw you were joining in back there. And it's so true. And I think it's what everyone needs to really focus on, because it'll really help you in your, whether it's in business or family, carrying those positive vibes with you
Absolutely.
everywhere you go.
Yeah.
What a fantastic lesson to learn. Thank you.
Pleasure.
And I believe I will have you back here again next week. Thursday.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing you next
I know,
week.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you have in store for us next week. So I'll see
Awesome.
you then.
Fantastic.
Lovely as always. So you guys heard it. Be kind to yourselves. Don't take things to heart. Be kind to yourselves. I think that's very important. But we're going to be going to an ad break, and then we're going to be talking to Andy about the Belito Skate Park. Chat to you soon.
Passion, purpose, and aligned action is the driving force for all change. Chandramala is a mindful business consultancy bringing people and businesses together. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on Belita TV as I take you through a business alignment process and journey. Remember, now is your most precious moment.